Hey guys, I know I'm off screen right here, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were able to see the setup for this lab. Lab isn't able to be replicated at home, so I wanted to do the lab for you guys so that you guys could at least see what we're trying to do here. We're talking about evidence of physical and chemical changes, and the evidence of physical and chemical changes can be seen and they can be observed. So the lab that we're doing today in class, and there will be a video of this and there'll be another video of what a precipitate is. And a precipitate is evidence that a chemical reaction has occurred. What a precipitate is a precipitate in general is a solid that will form out of a solution, out of a mixture, out of a solution. So what we've got here is we've got two different solutions. The first solution that we have is a solution of calcium chloride. Calcium chloride is the same as road salt. And then we have a solution of baking soda. And when I keep saying solution, what I mean is that the solid of the road salt or the solid of the baking soda has been dissolved in water. It is an aqueous solution. So real simple lab that we're going to do here to highlight evidence of chemical and physical changes and a precipitate. So here we go. We're going to take 10 milliliters of the calcium chloride, and there is 10 mils into that test tube. And we're going to take 10 mils of the baking soda. Whoops, I got to measure it out first, don't I? We're going to take 10 mils, here we go. 10 mils of the baking soda, aqueous solution of the baking soda, and we're going to take both of those, okay? So they're dissolved in these test tubes. I know it's kind of hard to see. And we are going to mix them together. And when we mix them together, I'm going to try to get this close to the camera so that you guys can see it. Okay, what we're already observing is that there is a gas that's being given off. It has gotten pretty cloudy. I don't know if you guys could have heard that. I was trying to put it up against the mic. You can hear the fizzing of the gas. Okay? So we've got evidence of chemical change, evidence of a chemical reaction that is occurring, but this is not the precipitate. All right, I want to make sure that we really hammer this home. This is not precipitate. Yes, we have gas given off. We have bubbles. Those are examples of chemical change and a chemical reaction. But we're actually just going to put that test tube back in the test tube rack, and we're going to let it sit and chill for a little bit. And then we're going to come back, and when we come back, we will see the evidence that I'm talking about, this solid that forms out of solution. So we'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back, and like we said, the initial reaction that you saw, you did see evidence of a chemical reaction, and you could hear the evidence of the chemical reaction, but that's not what a precipitate is. A precipitate is a solid that is formed out of solution. Remember, what we originally started with were liquids. We started with liquids. The baking soda and the calcium chloride were dissolved into those liquids, so you couldn't see them. There was no powder in there. But what I'm going to show you now, and this is going to be a little difficult to see, I understand, it's not perfect, but what you're going to see now, at the bottom of this test tube, and it's not that black stuff, at the bottom of this test tube, you can see the cloudy solid that is formed at the bottom of the test tube. I know that this liquid up here is still a little cloudy, but if we gave it even more time, we've gone about 7 or 8 minutes, we would start to see even more of this precipitate, this solid that is formed out of solution. So, an example of evidence that a chemical reaction has occurred is what we call a precipitate. It is one example, and a precipitate is when a solid forms out of solution. So.